Welcome to the Drive With PrideCast. I'm Kirk Thoren, a board member of Drive With Pride, Walser's LGBTQ+ employee resource group. This will be a series where we interview and spotlight various employees throughout the company. Our first guest today is Mollie Diaz. She's a friend of mine and the loyalty manager at Coon Rapids Nissan. Mollie, it's a pleasure to have you be the first guest on the Walser Drive With Pride cast. I'm very excited about this.
Thanks for having me.
Wonderful. So I just want to get to know you and let everybody else get to know you. We've been friends for a long time. How long have you been with Walser?
I've been with Walser for 5.5 years. So I started in sales and then moved to loyalty about 2.5 years ago.
Have you been at Coon Rapids Nissan the entire time?
I have, yes.
Wow, that's cool. What's your background? Did you go to school? Have you been in the car business? Did you seek out getting into the car business?
I definitely, like many, never seeked getting into the car business. It just kind of fell in and happened. But I did go to school. I went to UW Milwaukee for college, and I majored in marketing and supply chain management. And then I lived in Milwaukee for a little bit doing sales, technology sales, and then I decided I wanted to be closer to some family. So I have a few family members that live in this area, so I moved up here about 6-7 years ago and started working at Walser shortly after.
That's awesome. How would you describe what you do as a loyalty manager at Coon Rapids Nissan?
So I work with all of our previous customers and make sure that they are loyal to Walser and to our dealership. So my job is mainly to reach out to them when the right time is for them to sell or trade their car or service their car or just really check in and be a resource for them.
That's awesome. Mollie, when you first started in the automotive industry, what was harder than you first anticipated?
I think there's just so much to learn, and I really had no idea what to expect. So I think it was just a challenge learning, one, about cars, and then just learning the ins and outs of the sales process and the different types of customers with, especially selling. Like if you're in a certain type of industry, like technology sales, let's say you're selling to one type of person. When you're selling cars, you are literally talking to almost every type of person. So you really have to be able to adapt and get to know different types of people and work with everyone. So
cool.
Yeah.
What has been the most influential resource of your career so far?
I would say I have a lot of mentors, and I've had great managers and friends and everything within Walser. So I can't say one person specifically, but I've had great GMs. I've had J-Lo and Jason Buck's a great GM, and Jake Ehrlichman, he's been amazing, and they're always there to help me and answer pretty much any question I've ever had. So they've been great.
Absolutely, I can't deny that. Of Walser's list of core values, what are your top 3?
My top 3 are, friends, family, and growth is my third one. So friends and family, of course. I really lean on the people around me. I have a daughter, I have a husband, I have really close friends that I've been friends with, since I was 5-6 years old, and we've stayed in touch. So that's always been important to me, and just having people that I can lean on and be around is something that's super important to me. And then growth is also my top one as well. Whether I'm always looking to improve or do something more better, whether it's in personal life, career. I just think that's really important. And if you don't focus on growth, you're kind of stay stuck and nothing really changes. So
absolutely, those are great.
Definitely one of mine.
Those are great values to have. Being that this is an interview for Drive With Pride, one of Walser's fantastic employee resource groups, I know you're involved with Women of Walser, our other employee resource group. Tell me about your involvement with WOW.
Yep. So I've been on the WOW board. This is my 2nd year, and I'm co-chair of new member and employee recruiting. And last year I was part of the community outreach and volunteerism committee. So I've really enjoyed being a part of WOW and being on the board. It's just great being able to connect with other women in the company and hopefully give back and be a resource to now new employees and being able to bring in more women to the industry and making them feel comfortable. I know when I first started, it was a challenge in being in a predominantly male industry, so it's great that we can focus on bringing more women in and just being there for them. So it's been great.
The progress with WOW has just been amazing.
Yeah, there's been so much growth. I wasn't super involved with it when I first started. I wish I would have been, but like these last couple of years have been great, and I encourage everyone to get involved and get to know people outside of, you know, corporate, your dealership, wherever it is. It's great.
Awesome. Mollie, what's one of the biggest successes and or things that you've been proud of in your career at Walser?
So I would say my biggest success or things that I was proud of was being a part of Emerging Leaders last year. So that was great, just getting to present and kind of put myself outside of my comfort zone and meet other, you know, emerging leaders within the organization.
That's really cool. Wow. Mollie, this is something that I struggle with every once in a while. What is your preferred method of motivating yourself during a work slump or a tough month in the business?
Honestly, just taking, sometimes if you're having like a tough day or things aren't maybe going right, I like to just step back for a minute and lean on the people around me, whether it's calling you, which is my favorite, and just kind of feeding off of each other and coming up with solutions and just really moving forward.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Mollie, if there's a CS or somebody in sales at one of our dealerships and they want to become a loyalty manager like you and I, what would you recommend that track look like?
I would definitely recommend shadowing with one of the loyalty managers and just kind of living a day in the life. We're always open to having someone watch us and ask us any questions anytime. So I would just reach out. There's a ton of great loyalty managers out there. So just reach out and any of us would be happy to help.
Absolutely. Mollie, what is your favorite motivational quote?
My favorite motivational quote. Okay, so life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it.
Wow, that's a great quote.
It is. I don't know who said it, but I love it.
Well, that's a great quote, Mollie. How would you apply that into your daily or work life?
Yeah, I think it's just something to keep in mind. You can easily, there's a ton of things that happen throughout the day, whether it's a difficult customer or something at home, whatever it is going on. If you sulk and just only focus on that, there's no moving forward. So I try to kind of get past it and then just focus on what you can do to move forward. So
awesome. Considering you've been at Nissan for your whole career, you've driven Nissans for 6 years, what's your favorite model that you have on the lot?
I would say my favorite model is the new Aria that just came out. It's Nissan's all-electric SUV.
Oh, cool. Wow.
Yeah, we're finally starting to see them come in, and we'll be starting to see all-wheel drives hopefully within the next couple months.
Awesome. Mollie, I heard you were doing some fashion modeling. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I was actually just involved in Walser's spring fashion shoot.
Very exciting.
Yes, so look out for that.
Lots of cool clothes to try on, very exciting things.
Yep, lots of new outfits, and it was a great time.
Wonderful. And that was our first Drive with PrideCast. Thank you for watching. It was a pleasure to have you, Mollie.
Thank you for having me.
And stay tuned for our next guest.